What's up, guys? Make another one of my stupid videos for those who care. I know most people don't, but I went to get a prescription today for Chloe. She gets her haircut tomorrow, and the vet said I had to get something to calm her down because she snapped at the scissors last time and got poked in the eye. So I'm at the pharmacist out there in Norton called the Medicine Shop, because I have to get it in a liquid form because she doesn't let you get pills down her throat. She spits them right out. It's a bitch. But anyway, as I'm in there waiting patiently, there's a guy in line getting his prescription, and I'm just listening to him about he can't believe that, you know, after 15 years of being on this stuff, that they just basically tell him he has to go on that Suboxone and blah blah blah, and he's not going there no more, and, you know, he's trying to find a place and he can't. I'm like, oh, this is crazy. This could not be happening right now with what I got going on, because I've been feeling the same way the last 2 weeks since what happened in the hospital to me. I mean, that freaked me out. It sounds stupid to you guys, but that freaked me out. I could have died. I could have died if I would not have called 911, because I blacked out after that, and who knows what would have happened to me laying in my shop. And that's the biggest thing with me is that happened. Not to mention, I feel the same way this guy does, along with others, because when I went to that other pill mill in Akron this past week, and that awful experience I had there was ridiculous. I've mentioned in my one video. But so now I'm trying to find somewhere else. In the meantime, I got some numbers that I just haven't had time yesterday and today. I still got enough meds for a week, so I'm good. But I've had a lot of people reach out to me, and I've got a lot of numbers and places to call, and I'm working on it. But when that guy said that, I was like, wow. And I'm listening, and I didn't jump in and say anything until I heard the pharmacist ask what the place was called, and he said Health Recovery. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, you're kidding me. He's like, no. And he just looked at me funny. I'm like, I was in ICU for 3 days 2 weeks ago because I was going there for almost 5 years, 4.5 years, and they switched mine knowing it made me sick, and it blacked me out, put me in ICU, screwed me up bad. And I've been trying to find a place like you as well. And I actually gave him 2 numbers that I had gotten recently, and to help him out. And anyway, it's crazy because somebody else in the same situation, and this is where it gets better. He's like, the reason once before I said something to him, he was saying all the doctors quit but one. The main doctor, the head doctor, he quit. All the other doctors either walked off or just didn't show up. So whatever, and his doctor told him this. His doctor was one of the head doctors there. And his head doctor said that he quit, and all the other doctors either quit or didn't show up, walked off or didn't show up. And there's one doctor there now, and that one doctor is who everybody's going to get. And he said he doesn't see that place staying open until December. He said that's going to kill him. He said that even the staff's quitting. And I had mentioned in that video that the lady at the front window, the old lady that was there all the time, super cool lady, always would help me out and call me every 2 months that I only had my phone appointment to remind me, hey, you got to pay over the phone. Your appointment's coming up at 11:30. She wasn't supposed to do that, and she always did. She liked me. She was cool. And so I guess all the staff is quitting. All the doctors, including the head doctor, has quit. And there's only one doctor there. So that kind of makes me feel better that it's not just me feeling the way I'm feeling. And the pharmacist actually even said that the last 2 weeks they've had people in there at least every day from that place explaining their story about how they just got cut off their meds and kicked out of there, basically, just like me. So it wasn't me. It wasn't just me thinking that. So that makes me feel better, because I was, and that also probably explains why when I left that day, bitching all the way out the door, motherfucking them. And anybody that knows me knows how I am, and I don't give a fuck. And when I went to leave, the feeling I had from everybody in there was really cool. It was weird. I didn't feel like an asshole. And the one guy was like, hey man, it's cool. And the girl was like, said the same thing when I apologized about cussing in front of her kid. And she's like, oh no, it's all right. Well, that's because they were probably all dealing with the same thing. And there was like 6 or 8 people in the waiting room, which are never people like that lined up. So everybody was probably coming in there dealing with something to do with like what I did. And the pharmacist, I even said something to the pharmacist. I said, the one thing is that they do that and you just don't like it, or it makes you feel sick and you're complaining about that. I said, but the part that gets me is that I was in ICU and it affected me in that way. I said, if I would have died, I mean, come on, man. They would have got away with that. Nothing would probably even happen out of that. And it just, I don't know. I don't know what happened. I don't want to think that. But that's where I'm at. That's what happened today. And that really makes me feel better, because it's not just me feeling. I'm struggling with this. I have been, man. The last 2 weeks now, I feel like I'm back in the feeling I was before, like some junkie needing my pills. It's not cool. And a lot of you guys out there don't understand this, because you guys are, live your perfect life and do no wrong. Or you guys that just want to go out there and fake it. But it helped me out finding that out today, and that's why I'm making this video. I mean, I know most of you don't care, but some people want to know and have been inboxing me and calling me and texting me, trying to help me out, finding places to go, lawyers and stuff. But to go back to the pharmacist, I said to the pharmacist, I'm being told by Rite Aid pharmacists that, and Google, I mean, when you Google anything to do with gabapentin and Suboxone, it's bad. And mind you, like the pharmacist told me, she's like, how many milligrams do you take a day of gabapentin? I told her 300 milligram pills every morning, every middle of the day, and every night. So that's 9 pills a day, 300 milligram pills a day, which is 2,700 milligrams. She's like, wow. She's like, you're one of the people that really got to worry, because that's such a high dose of gabapentin. She's like, it doesn't let that gabapentin is trying to tell your brain to do one thing. I forget what they're called, your not protons, but whatever. Gabapentin and Suboxone are both a central nervous system medicine or something, to where they're both trying to do the same thing. They're both trying to get in there and take over all my proto, whatever those things are. And sometimes when gabapentin and Suboxone are in your brain like that, which mine wasn't a high dose because they didn't wean me onto it. Somebody taking Suboxone for so many years along with gabapentin, high doses like me, should definitely ease into the Suboxone if it will work. I'm not touching that shit ever again, but you should ease into it. She said that. Now, the Rite Aid said the same thing. They should have never just got you directly on it. You've been taking that and gabapentin, a high dose of gabapentin so long, you should have been eased into that. She didn't ease into nothing. She told me to start taking that and replacing my medicine every day just like that, and I did. And another thing I caught in the beginning of that is the guy was saying that he's been tired, he doesn't like taking it. He's like, man, I've been taking that other stuff 15 years. And now I said, well, dude, you better watch, feeling like you're saying. I said, because that's what was happening to me 2 months ago when she gave it to me, and then I quit and got back on my other stuff, and I was fine. I said, and then 2 weeks ago, that's what happened to me on the holiday weekend. I was real tired, I didn't feel right. And I said, you better just keep an eye on that. I said, because that's how I was feeling right before I blacked out and had my situation. But when I was talking to that lady at the pharmacy today at the medicine shop, and I brought up the gabapentin, high dose of the gabapentin period, and the Suboxone, she was saying, especially on the high dose, she kept started pointing at me, shaking her head like she knew. And that made me feel good, because I thought she is agreeing to what Rite Aid told me, the pharmacy at Rite Aid told me, and what everybody else has been telling me, and what Google tells me. And she's like, yep. She's like, high doses of gabapentin, you got to watch. They should have never put you on they should have tried to do something like weaning you on. I'm like, oh, that's what Rite Aid said. And so that was kind of a helpful thing for me, to those of you who do want to hear. And what else was it? Oh, well, what else was there? Oh, and he brought up the place I went to last week that I had that incident in, where I felt like it was a pill mill, and it is. He said, don't never go to that place on Archwood. I'm like, that's where my doctor sent me. I said, I got to talk to my doctor and tell him, if you want somebody to try to get their shit together, don't be sending them there. That place just wants to take your insurance and give you meds and get you out. They don't give a fuck about what your problem is. They don't give a fuck about what you need. It's what they can get out of the insurance company, and they agreed to give me Subutex if I came every week for a month, and then after 2 months of coming every other week, they give it to me every month until my insurance, he said, wouldn't cover it, which is bullshit. I got Medicare, and it's been covering it for the whole time. So, and it does not cover the Suboxone, like he said. And after he said he looked at my insurance. It was, oh, I'll give you 7 days of pills, and you can come in and get this shot Vivitrol, I guess it might have been. I don't know what it was, but I don't want that. And that was a horrible experience. So that as well wasn't my feelings wrong. I knew I was right, dead on that place. But that happened today. So it's kind of crazy to be at a totally different pharmacy that's the second pharmacy now. Because that pharmacy said that they've been dealing with it for the last 2 weeks, people coming in from that place and complaining about what happened to them. And then Rite Aid, or not Rite Aid, that place I went in Akron, the pill mill place, whatever I was just telling you about, that guy even told me, he's like, I've got lots of people come from, when I gave him the business card, he's like, yeah, I've been dealing with a lot of these people the last week or two. So I don't know what happened there, but I know that's what's going on. And without me even saying anything about a lawyer, which I know you guys don't want to hear and don't think I can get anywhere, and I probably can't, and I probably won't. But I'm still probably going to call and try, because even that guy said, he's like, man, he's like, I'm sitting here complaining about what happened to me or what's going on with me with it. He's like, if that happened to me and I was in ICU for 3 days and didn't know what was going on and was sick like that, he's like, I'd get a lawyer, man. He's like, somebody like you's got a better chance than somebody like me. He's like, I'm just pissed off that the rehab place treats me like they do and gets rid of me like they do, just like I felt. Same thing everybody else is feeling from all these other places that are going to the pharmacy, getting 7 days of pills until they find somewhere else. I mean, it's not just me. And that made me feel a lot better, that it makes me feel like it's not really something like I did. Because they make you feel, when this happens to somebody like you and you've got the issues that I've got, it makes you feel like you did something wrong. It makes you feel like a piece of shit. Now I'm out trying to find, what am I going to do? You know, I want a counselor and I want a place to get my meds and be back on track like I was. That's all I want. But I got two places to call. I was going to do it today, but after I did all that, I came home, took a nap, and I just woke up. So that's what I got, guys. But on the other note, for those of you who don't care, I got my exhaust done. Fixed that, so I shouldn't have to, except for the manifold gaskets. I got a broken stud. I need to get that manifold gasket fixed. I gotta put lights across the top there to match those one across there, so when I go down the road at night, it look like a real chicken light truck, like a tracker. But I got all that going on now. I got everything wired. I went and caulked everything, because all them lights got holes for venting and different things, wires to run. I filled them with caulk so water doesn't get in there. I added one there in the front on each corner right there, so they can see it from the front of the bus. I got my candlesticks up and lit. Love these things. That's badass. And then I'm not done. I'm going to get some little, like the Raptor lights you see, but I'm not doing the Raptor style 3 in the front or 4 in the front. I'm going to put them, like, 1 in there, and I'm going to get the white ones, 2 on each side, something to help me out. Like I said before, I've got lights to go on each side that goes sideways, white LEDs to light up the penthouse when I want that lit up. And then I added that front one on that corner of the cab. And then I had to add the bottom 3 on the side that I did on the other side. I never did these. So Dylan came over last Friday night, and Dylan helped me do that one, and that one, and that one. And I finished it up today, caulking it and zip tying everything. Yesterday I did all that and got all that done. So my exhaust is sounding good now, and taken care of by welding around the pipe on the resonator that broke when I hit that piece of metal in Iowa. It shot up and hit that resonator pipe and broke the weld all the way around it, and I didn't know that. I thought I welded the pipe that it welds to and fixed it, and I didn't. So now that's fixed. I'm good to go. So a little bit here, a little bit there, another year, another 3, whatever. It'll get done. Who cares? Whenever it gets done, it gets done, and I'm gonna hit the road and be a happy motherfucker and have fun, and it'll be paid for. Cash money. Won't owe on it. Won't owe on the, everything I've done to it. I just planned on doing it when I got back paid from UPS right away and hitting the road a couple years ago when I bought it. But we all know the story to that. Cleaning my damn lens, but we all know the story to that. So, got my chicken lights. I call them chicken lights because all the guys that haul chickens on the highway with them semi-trailers full of feathers always got their lights lit up all the way around, down the back, down the sides. And that's kind of where that comes from, I believe. That's what I've always been told and seen. So it's getting there, guys. It's getting there. It's looking good at nighttime. I got LED headlights in there too now. They're bright as hell. That's why I don't have them on. But, yeah, and for those of you, of the couple thousand friends on my Facebook, if you could subscribe, come on, man. Just subscribe. Like, comment, subscribe, damn it. Another thing that sucks that I did is I got this light off my neighbor's. My neighbor gave that to me. Cool dude, biker dude. And I finally hooked it up and was driving around for probably 2 months with blue tape down on that corner, hiding the wires going up over the back. When I bought that piece that goes into the tail plug for the trailer to split it to two, to where one plugs into that strip and it's always plugged in, and then I always got another cord hanging out to plug in my trailer. And I did all that wiring, hid the wires, and I only had to run the reverse light to make this work to my new backup beeper, which I still haven't done. I was going to do that last weekend, just didn't get to it. But my problem is I accidentally had the lights on to test them, and I went to plug in the male and female ends I put on all my wiring that I was doing, and bumped one of them on the frame, and it blew a fuse in the truck. And that's not bad. It wasn't a problem. The problem is that when I did that, I got this breaker thing I wired in the back that's not supposed to let that damage things. Well, it did, because it blew this out instead of the fuse inside that's right behind this wall that I wired from the battery, and it ran all my wires to, and out the other side of that comes my pigtail. And it's supposed to be a safety thing. It was like $25 a Majestic. And when I had that surge, when I shorted out and blew the fuse in the bus for the running lights, it blew that whole light bar out. It blew the whole thing out. It won't work. My tail lights, or my trailer plug works. Obviously, it's hooked up now. But when I hook up that light bar, it doesn't. And I spent all that time wiring that thing and making it nice after waiting and procrastinating. So now I got to buy another one of those because I liked it. And I really, when the trailer's not on there, it helps being seen big time because it's so bright, and it helps me get more turn signalage. So I'm going to get that taken care of. But we're still getting there, guys. Believe it or not, one day I'm going to hit the road. One day, damn it. But that's all I got. That's all I got, guys. Take any wooden nickels. They're not worth shit. Peace.